Alright guys, we are here with Inside Star Citizen. Holy dooly, it is an action-packed day. We have the Misk Fury. Apparently there's a sneak preview for it. Apparently it looks like a TIE fighter. That'll be its own video. We've got Inside Star Citizen, and we got Game Rant, who decided to advertise Starfield by putting up a image of Star Citizen. It's been a busy day for the games industry, and Star Citizen in particular. Let's jump into it. Let's kick this off, because I have so much to do. Enjoy. So this is obviously the Inside Star Citizen watch party. I have not seen
the
this.
surface of Star Citizen's planets and moons is no small endeavor. From the tiniest of easy habs to the largest of landing zones, creating new places where players and NPCs alike can gather to buy and sell, collect and trade, create and destroy, oh my, is essential to our continuing efforts to expand gameplay opportunities within the persistent universe. And with the upcoming Alpha 320, members of the Montreal Sandbox team are doing just that with the newest edition of Derelict Settlements.
Cool.
Since the last time we talked about these...
So, from what I've heard, is that these are not just going to be like the settlements that we've seen in before. Like, some of these are going to be like fully flushed out, like small towns and stuff. So, looking forward to seeing it.
Derelict settlements, we've been progressing quite well. We started with maybe one settlement last time we spoke, and now we're up to about 15 fully fleshed settlements with a unique look, narrative, and theme around them. Cool. The longest part is just finding a theme and then scouting these really epic locations throughout the maps, throughout the planets. And then we try and match the theme. Okay, what theme fits with this location? Let's say we're looking at cool mountaintops with really nice vistas, cool sunsets that are like on the side of a lake or a river, or just a little like a water source on the top of the Alps with like snow and everything. So we come up with these themes, and then we come up on the side with these really cool locations, and then we just like, okay, what can we match together? Let's find a cool name with them, and how do we make these unique settlements? You could easily see yourself like spend your life with your wife or your husband or whoever you want to play with, and just take it easy.
Oh, good. They look fantastic.
My third favorite settlement would probably be the one beside the lake. It's a small settlement, as if like one person had a small little ship. He was by himself. They landed in the woods, but near enough to a little lake. And he's like, I'm going to make this little, almost like a fishing cabin on the side of the lake and live this super peaceful life. It has a few little habs that are just like basically for shelter, for like shaded areas where they maybe has a little workbench or a little table that they're making like crafting elements. He also built like a little dock so he can like maybe fish there at night. We planted a couple little harvestables as well along the coast of the water. He has his little house to himself. He builds it as he wants. Maybe players can come and visit, but it's like a really social kind of small little settlement where I could definitely see myself living if I crash my ship. That's what I would probably do, just make my one little shack and build a little dock and just look at the sunsets at night kind of thing.
I really like that, actually. That looks cool.
The next most visually advanced one, we nicknamed it Cable City. There's a lot of wires, so they connect a lot of the...
Can we just say that Montreal has been knocking it out of the park lately? They have been doing a fantastic job. So yeah, I like it. And I like the fact that we're getting these more sort of built up areas and that. Like, don't get me wrong, the ones that we got are fantastic and fine. But, you know, I want to go to like these towns and like trade with people, or, you know, whatever it may be. So, yeah. Keep going.
The solar panels, the windmills to all their habs. It's like overlooking this really cool lake down below. So we thought like it'd be a good idea to bring like the humidity aspect into it. So the terrain, we tried to make it a bit more muddier. We had like tracks of vehicles that went by. The terrain is just a lot more worked, a lot more detailed. So it just makes it feel like, yeah, the people are working there, or there's vehicles going by on a daily basis. They're probably scavenging like a ship that's nearby. We haven't really placed a ship for that one, but like it just story tells really well. Yeah, this
That's
a,
right.
a
We
really
will.
badass vista with the clouds and the lake and the fog that lifts up in the morning. It's just a really nice one that came together super quick and super well. So I'd say that one is probably the second most fleshed out that I really enjoy, really like. The kit and all our object containers have been growing exponentially, which is making our work a lot faster. We're a bit more efficient, and we can use our Rastar tool to populate these settlements a lot quicker.
Cool.
We're building these kits
And
as
look,
we go, so like
obviously, as Rastar becomes more and more flushed out, it's probably what we're going to be using to build our own bases. So, like, for example, they might turn around and say, like, build this shack here. It might be, you know, like 50 iron and blah, 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 blah. And that's where your pioneer and stuff's going to come along, right? They come along and they'll be like, yep, give us the materials, yep, and then they build the thing and put it down. So, Rastar's going to be really, really important for us as well.
every new settlement or every new theme that we find that we're missing little elements for like pathways, some visual keys that makes them a little bit more unique. So as we go, we're increasing the size of the kit because we keep adding a couple more per settlement. As these settlements grow, we get to also share with the new settlements that come in. So we're able to do really small settlements, but also go into these really, really large settlements where it's almost like fortresses or small villages.
That's cool.
Now we have some that are like fully fortified. We have added gameplay like where we can
like
king
that.
of the hill. You got other ones with like turrets, defense walls, security gates, but everything's still in derelict kind of shape, a bit more like Mad Max, where it's not abandoned, but like they use ship parts, and these things are still decaying over time through the harsh weather conditions on these planets. These settlements that have been like there for like 100 years. Others that maybe the spaceship just crashed and like they just started building a village for the last couple of years. Some people would make something that's a bit more fortified to defend against nature and all the elements. Maybe some people would make like a bar just to invite their friends over, expecting to be rescued soon enough, I guess, or within the next several years. So we have like a bunch of farms, we have greenhouses, we can have like hostile, and we can have also just social settlements now with a lot more assets to play with. My favorite settlement or outpost that we've created so far is the one deep in the forest. We nicknamed it like Ewok Village. Basically, you crash in the forest, so you're using all like what's around you, the elements. So there's a bit of lumber. So we're bringing a bit more organic feel to this settlement. I could definitely see myself
Should have built it in the
building
trees.
a nice little town in there that's nice and protected. It has these little half barricaded walls made out of lumber, and it has all these drapes, these fabrics, these tarps that are playing in the wind. You have these old windmills that are in the background with fields of crops that they grew, but also it's a bit of like overgrown vegetation at the same time because it's not like lined up perfectly. It's just like this little savage garden that you can pick some berries to survive or whatever. You have these big greenhouses during the winter season that you can actually grow stuff. You can also use these as harvestables. The player can go visit the greenhouses and just pick some
That's
things
cool.
and add it to his inventory.
Free food.
And we really customized the art direction for each angle. So when the player approaches the
MSR.
settlement, we really have like either a big ship carcass that you can actually like go through, and then it showcases like the whole settlement to the player's eyes. And on the other side, it just shows like different elements and different little hubs in the areas. So you know, like, okay, this is the farming side of the village. This is the more like the town hall or like this little bar side. We have like,
And the best thing about what they're doing now, is that it's going to go through and make more areas for missions and whatever it may be for the Stanton system. You know, like everybody's excited about Pyro and all that sort of stuff, right? But like I say to people is that, look, at the end of the day, we have a map with Stanton that is bigger by extra mental amounts than what people normally get in Skyrim. Like, I know everybody wants to go to the shiny new thing, but like I'm always been like, hey, well, why can't we flush out Stanton? Why can't we add? We've got, when you're flying around, you're basically flying over places that are deserts for miles and miles and miles. But let's put some of this stuff in, and you know, let's make these areas more compact and more built up, so that there's more things for people to do. So yeah, I like it.
like really nice paths are developed. When there's mud, we put like little metal plates and panels so that the player, like, you can tell like it's clearly a path. And we define the main player paths, so it's a lot easier for the players to navigate, find like the lootables. So it just feels a lot more alive, this one, because we spend a bit more time. And this is basically our benchmark that we're aiming for. So it would be the forest settlement, my favorite.
I thought you said his favorite was one on the
that
creek.
wraps it up pretty much for the settlements where we're at. They're evolving quite rapidly now with our new systems and our new tools. So we actually reduce the size of the team because we don't need as many artists, just because our kit is actually quite large now. So with just a handful of artists, we can really produce like a lot of settlements within a couple-week period. I'm super excited to be able to show the players and share the awesome art that we've been creating over the last several years, actually. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you in the verse. Have a great one.
Now, before these settlements arrive in the upcoming Alpha 320, there's still the little matter of Alpha 319, Invictus Launch Week, and a new vehicle manufacturer that's making its debut at this year's event. And even though the big reveal isn't until next week, let's go ahead and have a quick chat with John and Will to see what we can squeeze out of them maybe a week early.
We have a lot of ships and vehicles in our game now. We're getting very close to, if not over 200 now. Keeping brands with a consistent theme is important because it helps immerse you in the universe. You see a ship of a...
I think I had 169 on our database. I can actually check. Vehicles, 200. I've 200 neat. There we go. So 200 without the new one. So, yeah.
certain style and role, and you go, that's that manufacturer. And having consistent brand and manufacturers helps players give that initial read on what that vehicle is going to be. If they start branching out into every category under the sun, it sort of dilutes their visual identity and also their lore background. So having brands and sub-brands or entirely different brands helps strengthen that narrative. You look at it, you know, hey, it's that brand, it's going to roughly do this thing.
So this was kind of a journey that started back when we introduced the Misk Razor, a racing ship underneath the Misk brand. And so we created this lore for them that one of the CEOs of the company had a real passion for racing. And so he kind of charged the company with coming up with their own version of the racing ship, which ended up being the Daedalus. And while that didn't quite take the Murray Cup as that CEO had hoped, a couple years later, the Razor came out and it was another attempt at them. The company itself was so excited and charged by the creativity that came out of developing the Razor, especially when paired with their groundbreaking Xi'an technology sharing program. They created a new division in the company, Mirai, pushing the aesthetics and the devotion to quality that Misk is known for into bold new directions.
Mirai is essentially a performance brand, and performance is quite a wide-ranging category. So not only do you have things like racers come under performance, but also more militarized and very obviously military-focused ships as well.
So while Mirai might have gotten its start in racing, that's not going to be where it stops. There's a lot of possibilities for where we can take this brand in the future.
In introducing Mirai as a brand, it also gives us the opportunity to look back at the existing lineup of Misk ships and reevaluate whether they do still make sense to be in that brand or move to the new Mirai sub-brand. And as part of looking at this, it was clear that the Razor series was the ideal candidate to move under Mirai as a brand.
As part of the conversation, we were also looking at the Reliant, and with its cool kind of hybrid cockpit and the way it rotates and really uses Xi'an tech, we were like, would this feel more appropriate as a Mirai ship? And going back and forth, it really was feeling more as an industrial workhorse that would fit better under the Misk brand. So the Reliant and the whole lineup of those ships will be staying with Misk. What kind of excites me about Mirai as a brand is this idea. We've seen this kind of blending of human and Xi'an technology already in Misk, and one of their charges is going to be taking it even farther. So the idea of these human ship designers looking at this Geontech and saying, where can we take this? So it'll be really exciting to see what directions Mirai can take the grounding that MISC has provided them and take it even farther. So that was a little bit of info about our latest ship manufacturer, Mirai. I'm very excited for them. And if you want to learn more about the new brand and the ships they're developing, make sure to join us at Invictus.
I have to add another.
So, what did we learn
brand.
this week? Well, we learned that there are about 15 new derelict settlements, each with their own look and
I've to add a
narrative
new
that are
brand to
being
my,
added to the Stanton
list.
system in the upcoming Alpha 320. That more
And
and
change
more
the
will be
razor.
added in subsequent patches and provide new opportunities for gameplay across the surface of its planets and moons. And that there's something new in the future of MISC when Mirai arrives at Invictus next week. What is it? They'd be furious if I said.
Obviously, guys, we will break this video down probably tomorrow. Maybe tonight. I'm supposed to be working though. Looks cool. We'll break
For
it down.
Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for exploring the process of game development with us, and we'll see you all here next week.
Alright, so just to recap very quickly, I love the settlements. I really, really do. I reckon it's going to be fantastic because it gives us more of an excuse to go and explore more areas of the systems that we already have. So like, for example, with Daymar, you might be able to go along and do missions, or, they might want, for example, 20 boxes of medical, or they might want, they might have a gold farm there or something like that, and you can buy gold there at cheaper price and sell it elsewhere. So like I say, and not only that, but like they say, you can pick fruit and harvest and stuff. Maybe you'll go through and sell fruit or food and produce. Maybe they'll have like a problem with a pirate in the area they want you to do. So there might be some bounty hunters, or there might even be some. Even if they go through and put like an actual mission giver in a couple of these places, will be fantastic. Because let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, guys, earlier today we did upload a video regarding the Idris and the walkthrough through Deck B that a Russian company, I think they're Russian YouTube channel has done. So obviously, please feel free to go and check that video out because we obviously did break it down and tell you our thoughts. And obviously, like I say, this afternoon, we're probably going to take a look at the Mirai, the Fury. And also, I'll probably upload a video, probably today or tomorrow, about the whole game rant thing, because it's just funny. Apart from that, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Have a great night, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in the verse.